Amanda Waller is at it again, seeking a way to intentionally isekai herself. As the portal opens, the scientists warn her that the energy levels are insufficient to sustain it. Unconcerned, she orders them to increase the power supply. Despite their worries about straining the girl used to open the portal, Amanda views her as merely a tool to achieve her goals. Hearing about the Isekai opportunity, Joker and Harley head straight for it, imagining the chaos they could cause with broken abilities. Harley insists on stopping for drinks, believing adventures are better drunk. In the bar, Harley quickly realizes something is off. She asks the bartender about Kay, who is supposedly out with a cold, but knowing Kay doesn't exist, she knows it's a setup. A fight breaks out, and Harley warns Joker to stay out since it's unsafe. Meanwhile, Amanda's portal spirals out of control, but she keeps demanding more power. Joker drives into the bar to get Harley, but Amanda's military defenses force him to retreat. Harley escapes to a rooftop, but while calling Joker, she's attacked by a samurai. Initially holding her own, Harley is eventually disarmed and knocked out. She is captured, but Joker escapes, and Harley vows to reunite with him someday. Amanda's portal goes critical and explodes, officially opening. Amanda's first act is to kill the entire team of scientists. Amanda later visits an isolated base to gather unwilling volunteers for her Isekai'd plan, a facility housing captured supervillains. The prison warden tries to dissuade Amanda from using supervillains, fearing the consequences if something goes wrong. Amanda silences him by threatening to delete his Discord chat logs. Wade reluctantly opens Harley's cell, which resembles a cozy room with pizza and a TV. Amanda orders Harley out for a job. Despite her reluctance, the guns pointed at her persuade Harley to comply. The warden reminds Harley of their deal, but she kicks him, stating she would only do that for Joker. Tased and taken out, Harley sees Amanda freeing more prisoners. Amanda's mission involves sending Harley and other prisoners through the portal. Harley awakens handcuffed to a bench, disappointed to hear a guy next to her instead of Joker. The guy complains about being stuck with a crazy girl, but another defends her, introducing himself as a movie star. Another guy, with a potato sack on his head, claims he's on a mission for peace. The guy in charge briefs them, playing Amanda's message about establishing and protecting bridgeheads for research and resource acquisition from uncharted territory. Despite the threat of exploding bombs in their necks, Deadshot remains defiant until Amanda threatens his daughter. On the plane, the agent explains their gear is in the back, and he'll remove their handcuffs. Harley asks about the missing fifth person just as the plane shakes from the pilots being killed. They crash land in the middle of a fantasy battle, confusing the knights. The team survives, but the agent dies. Harley frees herself with a lodged sword and steps outside, nearly falling to her death but saved by Deadshot. Pretty Boy smashes the stuck door, revealing his metahuman nature. The team is shocked by their new world, questioning its reality. Just then they see a knight killed by orcs, who attack them too. Pretty Boy tries to explain they are outsiders, but the orcs attack anyway. Harley, thrilled by the adventure, fights back alongside the others. King Shark emerges, chopping down orcs, while Peacemaker and Clayface also join the fight. Deadshot targets the orc leader, shooting him between the eyes and causing the orcs to flee. After the fight, the Night Army arrives, and Clayface realizes they've been transported to a fantasy world. Instead of being treated like heroes, they are locked up in a fantasy jail. The Queen's convoy passes through a war-ravaged village, ignoring the villagers' desperate pleas for help. Back at the castle, the royal officials review footage of the battle with the orcs, convinced their success is thanks to the Queen's presence on the battlefield. A few sensible voices point out that the Queen did nothing to help, and thousands of citizens are still starving. The officials dismiss these concerns, not caring about the plight of peasants who can't afford the latest Bugatti horse. The Queen then calls for silence, stating that despite winning the battle, it's not a victory until every orc is eradicated. A reasonable knight asks the Queen about the strange people they found, who played a crucial role in their victory. The Queen dismisses this, instructing the knight to focus on the next battle. The knight argues they could be valuable assets, but the queen refuses, calling him a coward for seeking outside help. She ends the meeting, but before leaving, Princess Fionn asks to speak. She believes the strange people could be their saviors, but the queen silences her, reiterating they won't use outside help. The meeting ends, but Princess Fionn remains troubled by the state of the kingdom. While she enjoys lavish meals, children fight over scraps. She stops eating in silent protest, but Knight Cecil reminds her that starving herself won't help anyone. Despite his poor judgment in hairstyles, Fionn knows he's right. She called him not for a lecture, but to ask a favor. In the prison, Harley awakens to find them all in cells alongside captured monsters. Clayface realizes their prolonged imprisonment means they aren't seen as heroes. Frustrated, he notes they were crucial to winning the last battle and deserve better treatment. They face a ticking clock, as Amanda's transmitter bombs will detonate if they aren't closed within 72 hours. It's already been 12. Clayface, disliking how his adventure is unfolding, decides to escape, slipping through the bars while warning the others he might leave them behind. When Harley and Deadshot realize Clayface won't return, they alert the guards, who quickly apprehend him with magic handcuffs, nullifying his powers. Soon after, the guard releases them for lunch. At the table, Deadshot asks Clayface for help escaping, but with his powers restrained, they're truly stuck. Two ogres approach, trying to force them out. Deadshot, familiar with prison confrontations, won't back down, but Clayface advises against starting a commotion. With King Shark still sleeping, Clayface attempts to de-escalate, but the ogres punch him instead. A fight breaks out, with the team overpowering the ogres. Despite their victory, the guards use punishment wands to subdue them, sending them to solitary confinement. In solitary, they meet another prisoner, Rick Flag, who was sent by Amanda. He explains they aren't the first team. His task force was to make contact with this world's people through Amanda's portal. Deadshot realizes Amanda's motives likely involve oil, a typical US interest. Since the original team failed, criminals were sent as expendable assets. Peacemaker inquires about the transmitter's location, essential for deactivating their bombs. Rick agrees to help if they assist his escape despite mutual distrust. King Shark awakens, hungry, and they convince him there's better food beyond the door. Shark breaks it down, attracting guards. Deadshot distracts a guard while Harley knocks him out with a stolen wand, which shatters after use. With the guard down, Clayface frees himself and the other monsters, creating chaos to escape. They dismantle the prison with the monsters' help. Meanwhile, Cecil approaches the prison on Princess Fionn's orders, aiming to enlist the strange people's help to end the war and restore peace. Despite disagreeing, he honors her request, only to find the prison overrun. On the roof, the team and monsters bond over their successful escape, joking about the kingdom's inadequate attempt to reclaim the prison.